The chemistry between artists can be the secret ingredient to timeless hits, and some duos never seem to miss. In this video, we look at 8 artists that work well together. Drake and Rihanna. When Drake and Rihanna first teamed up for What's My Name in 2010, it was clear their chemistry extended far beyond the music. The song hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and their flirtatious dynamic helped make it one of the most memorable collaborations of that era. Their chemistry wasn't just musical, they dated off and on for years, and Drake has been obsessed with her his whole career. Their second major team-up came in 2012 with Take Care, from Drake's album of the same name. It showed a more vulnerable and emotional side of their dynamic, built on a rework of Jamie XX's remix of Gil Scott-Heron. The song blended atmospheric production with Drake's confessional raps and Rihanna's delicate hook. It climbed the charts, peaking at #7 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it became a staple of early 2010s emo R&B sound that would go on to influence artists like Bryson Tiller. Their third major hit work in 2016 became their biggest collaboration. Released as the lead single from Rihanna's Anti, it went on to become one of the biggest songs of the decade, spending 9 weeks on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earning over 1.5 billion Spotify streams to date. Their steamy performance at the Brit Awards and the music video showed their chemistry, though their collaborations have slowed down in recent years as they are not in good terms, and Rihanna has retired from music. Drake still talks about her in his songs and interviews. A close second duo for Drake is Lil Wayne. Their collaborations are legendary. The Weeknd and Ariana Grande. When The Weeknd and Ariana Grande first collaborated on 2014's Love Me Harder, The Weeknd was an underground artist, and he just dropped his debut album Kissland and was just waiting for a moment to blow up. Ariana was already a superstar, coming off 3 very successful singles from her 2014 album My Everything. Their voices created a seductive electric chemistry that took the single to #7 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song not only introduced The Weeknd to a more mainstream pop audience, it also marked a shift in Ariana's sonic direction, leaning into a more mature, sexy sound. Years later, the duo reunited for multiple collabs that solidified their synergy. In 2021, Ariana jumped on the remix of The Weeknd's hit Save Your Tears, which climbed back up the charts, ultimately peaking at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The remix went on to become one of the most streamed songs globally, with over 1.9 billion streams on Spotify as of today. Their duets always feel effortless. They collaborated yet again in 2023 on the Die For You remix, which originally came from The Weeknd's 2016 album Starboy, but had a massive resurgence after going viral on TikTok. The remix became another chart-topping success. The duo's success showed that they elevate each other's artistry. I would like to see them do a collab EP. That would be a classic. The Weeknd and Future, and The Weeknd and Lana Del Rey are also underrated combos. Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran. Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran have maintained one of pop's most organically successful friendships, which has consistently translated into music that resonates deeply with fans. Their first major collaboration, Everything Has Changed, from Taylor's Red album back in 2012, was a gentle acoustic ballad with poetic lyrics and emotional depth, though not a major chart topper at the time. Peaking at #32, the song became a fan favorite and showed what they could bring when they worked together. Their connection continued over the years, with Ed featuring on Endgame from Taylor's 2017 album Reputation. While the song also featured Future, they showed their chemistry on the layered harmonies. The song peaked at #18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was certified platinum. Their real-life friendship enhances their collabs. In 2021, the re-recorded Red Taylor's version gave them another chance to collab. They also collabed on the song The Joker and the Queen. Even in interviews, Ed Sheeran often speaks about how he loves Taylor's songwriting, while Taylor always shows that she is happy for Ed's success. The pair are often called 2 of the best songwriters/vocalists of their generation, and when they work together, they bring out the best in each other. Justin Timberlake and Timberland. The creative relationship between Justin Timberlake and Timberland is one of the most iconic producer-artist pairings ever. Their partnership began on Timberlake's critically acclaimed sophomore album, Future Sex Love Sounds, back in 2006. While his futuristic beats are a perfect match for Justin's smooth vocals, he also adds vocal ad-libs and beatbox sections on some of JT's biggest hits like Sexy Back and My Love. JT also featured on some of Timberland's biggest hits like Give It To Me and Carry Out. Their musical chemistry carried into Timberlake's 2013 album album The 2020 Experience, which again relied heavily on Timberland's production. Songs like Mirrors and Suit and Tie stood out, managing to pick in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. The duo were a match made in heaven. The 2020 Experience debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, with 968,000 copies sold in its first week. Timberland also produced on JT's 2018 album Man of the Woods, even though that was a disappointment. What made the Timberlake-Timberland combo so special were the classic pop bangers of the 2000s and 2010s. Even in 2024, they worked together on the Everything I Thought I Was album. Few duos in pop have maintained such longevity, now going on 20 years working together. They are a legendary duo. Frank Ocean and Tyler the Creator. Frank Ocean and Tyler the Creator both came from the Odd Future collective as two of the most genre-defying and innovative artists of their generation. Though Tyler's early work was controversial and rebellious, and Frank was a smooth, introspective artist, their different energies created an amazing musical contrast. Their first notable collaboration was She in 2012 from Tyler's Goblin, where Frank sang the haunting hook, while Tyler narrated a stalker's twisted inner monologue. The song was a fan favorite and has now become a cult classic. Tyler was also featured on Frank's 2016 single Biking. Their synergy only increased as time went on. On Tyler's Flower Boy in 2017, Frank appears on tracks like Where These Flowers Bloom and 911 Mr. Lonely, contributing layered harmonies and adding soul to Tyler's production. Frank's rare guest appearances on Tyler's songs shows how far they both came from their early beginnings. Beyond the music, their friendship and artistic freedom makes them one of the most underrated duos in my opinion. JayZ and Kanye West. JayZ and Kanye West's musical partnership is one of hip-hop's most influential. Kanye began as JayZ's producer in the early 2000s, crafting iconic beats for hits like Izzo and much of Blueprint, which helped rejuvenate JayZ's career. Their dynamic evolved as Kanye became a rapper and JayZ finally started supporting him. Even appearing on his debut album The College Dropout, the mentor-prodigy relationship gradually transformed into a partnership. Kanye even talked about their dynamic on his song Big Brother, where he laid out his love and admiration for Hov. Then came their collab album Watch the Throne in 2011. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and spawned massive hits like Otis, Paris, and No Church in the Wild. The project blended JayZ's lyricism with Kanye's creativity. Their lyrics celebrated black excellence while confronting racism and systematic inequality. It is one of the best collab albums of all time because of their fallout after Kanye called them out on stage. Their collaborations have slowed down, but JayZ was featured on Jail from Donda back in 2021. This, in my opinion, is one of the best duos ever. Kendrick Lamar and Sciza. Kendrick Lamar and Sciza were both on the same label, Top Dog Entertainment or TDE, which made it easier to collaborate. Both artists have been operating in their own lanes, Kendrick with his politically charged rap and Sciza with her dreamy R&B style. They first collaborated back in 2014 on Sciza's song Babylon. I think this is still their best collab. Then Kendrick was featured on Doves in the Wind from Sciza's 2017 classic album Control. Their biggest hit came in 2018 with All the Stars, the lead single from the Black Panther soundtrack. The song was a critical success, peaking at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earning 4 Grammy nominations. It has had a resurgence in recent years, as it has now accumulated 2.4 billion streams on Spotify. Then, they collaborated on Luther from Kendrick's album GNX at the end of 2024. It became one of the biggest songs of this year, spending 13 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. They also continued their partnership when Kendrick was featured on 30 for 30 from SZA's deluxe Lana. Then, they went on a stadium tour together, identifying them as an old-time duo. David Guetta and Sia. When David Guetta and Sia first collaborated on 2011's Titanium, few could have predicted the global impact it would have. Initially written for Alicia Keys, the song ended up being recorded by Sia, who at the time was best known for more introspective material and wasn't interested in becoming a pop star. Ironically, Titanium catapulted both artists to new levels of fame. Guetta solidified his role as a pop EDM kingmaker, while Sia's powerhouse vocals became inescapable in the 2010s. Titanium peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has since become a classic, now sitting on close to 2 billion streams on Spotify. Their chemistry wasn't a one-off. They have since collaborated on many songs, including She-Wolf, Beautiful People, and Less Love. Flames was also one of their biggest collabs. Each song showcases a slightly different side of their collaboration. They even collaborated this year on their new single Beautiful People. What makes their partnership work is the balance of emotional depth and energy. David Guetta gives Sia's voice a space to soar, while Sia brings the vocal intensity that elevates his beats. Over a decade in, their collaborative catalog remains one of the most successful and consistent in pop and EDM. Which artists that work well together did I miss? Tell me in the comments below.